What's up watch fans, welcome to the Bold Hairspring. My name is Ivan and in today's video we'll be having a look at a very interesting timepiece which unfortunately has been discontinued for almost 2 years. This is the Victorinox Classic Officer, which is a fantastic automatic field watch that I was able to grab for very little money. Coming up. When people hear the brand Victorinox, the first thing that springs to mind are their Swiss Army knives, which are their core products. You know, these foldable pocket inspector gadget knives that have everything from a bottle opener and screwdrivers to scissors, wood saw, and different size blades. However, Victorinox also specializes in 4 other categories, which are household and professional knives, travel gear, fragrances, and of course, watches. Plus, they've been in the business since 1884, and it's an independent family company. Alright guys, the Victorinox watch I have here is part of the Classic Officers collection, and the reference number is 241370, and the first thing that I want to get out of the way are the specifications. We have a case diameter of 40mm, a thickness of just 10.5mm, the lug-to-lug distance is 48mm, but the end links do protrude a little bit. And finally, the lug width is 20mm. I would say that this is a very wearable piece that would look nice on a variety of wrist sizes, and for comparison here you have it on my 17cm or 6.7 inch wrist. As you can see, despite its compact dimensions, the watch has quite a bit of a wrist presence, and that's mainly due to the large dial, which measures 35mm in diameter. Then the watch is also 100 meters water resistant, which is quite impressive considering that the signed crown doesn't screw down. And last but not least, we can see the ETA 2824-2 beading inside through a mineral crystal exhibition caseback. Design-wise, there is also a lot to like here. It's a military-inspired watch with an excellent build quality. It's entirely made of 316L stainless steel, and it does have a sapphire crystal in the front, which also has anti-reflective coating applied on the inside. Behind it we find the dial, that in my opinion is very tastefully done. It's matte black and occasionally appears dark grey, and it has a subtle sunburst effect going on when exposed to a direct source of light. Then we have the large Arabic numerals, which are applied and super legible. They also have this very nice brushed finishing that reflects light rather nicely. At the 12 o'clock we find the Victorinox logo, which is also applied, while at the 6 o'clock there is a large date window that shows not only the current day, but also the previous one and the following one too. And since this is a field watch, the hour markers are accompanied by 24-hour markings, which are printed. The choice of hands is also nice and they add to the overall dial legibility. Another nice touch is the chapter ring, which features a full minute track. Now let's talk about the fit and finish of the watch, as it's really worth mentioning. It's a very good quality. The entire case has a satin brushed finish, with the exception of the bezel, which is high polished, and everything feels very smooth and there are no sharp edges neither on the case nor on the bracelet. Speaking of the bracelet, it's also satin brushed with high polish accents. It has solid end links and it's put together by push pins, which I'm totally fine with considering how much I paid for the watch, which was $160. I got it from drop.com, also known as massdrop. For those who have never heard of drop.com, it's a community-driven commerce platform where the members vote for a product. Then drop.com negotiates discounts with the brand and finally offers the products to the members. And I'll leave a link in the description for you to check them out. So this Victorinox dropped on their platform and I immediately grabbed one, as $160 or 140 something euro, guys, is insanely cheap for a watch of this caliber. I mean, I got a Swiss-made watch with sapphire crystal and an ETA 2824 inside, plus a solid stainless steel bracelet, and from a well-known brand. That's literally the best deal I've ever got when it comes to buying watches. I know I was extremely lucky to be able to get it so heavily discounted, but if you have a look at Amazon.com, you can see that this watch was selling for $250, which is still a crazy good deal in my opinion. And as the title of this video states, I truly believe that if this watch was still available, it could give the Hamilton Khaki Field or Khaki King a good run for the money, as they share a similar design language, the same movement, and they are made of the same materials. Well, the newer Hamiltons feature the Powermatic 80 movement, but still, the price difference would have made many to think twice before making a final decision between the two. So here's my question for you guys. If this Victorinox was still available, would you pick it instead of a Hamilton Khaki Field or a Khaki King? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, so I've mentioned the movement inside this watch a few times throughout the video, so let me just add that it's a base grade ETA 2824-2 with 25 joules and 38 hours of power reserve. It hacks, it hand winds, and it beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour. This particular one runs a little bit fast, 10 seconds per day, which is good enough in my opinion for a non-regulated ETA 2824. Obviously it's not decorated, but there are no plastic spacers, and the logo on the rotor is nice to see. So far everything I've said about the watch has been extremely positive, guys, but if I have to be picky, there are a couple of things that I can mention. The first one is the butterfly clasp. There is nothing wrong with it really, it's just that butterfly clasps are not my favorite, due to the lack of micro adjustment points. There are 2 half links on the bracelet which can help, but even that way getting a perfect fit is very tricky. In fact, I have my watch a little bit too loose right now, but that's because if I remove the second half link, it feels too tight, so I left it that way. The second negative would be the lume on the hands. It's not much, it's not very strong, and it fades away quickly. I love lume, guys, but for this particular watch I don't think it's really necessary, and Victorinox shouldn't have bothered at all. So as you can see, the negatives are very subjective and not a deal breaker by any means. In conclusion, this Victorinox is a great watch that unfortunately you cannot have, as once again it's been discontinued. And for that reason, let me suggest a couple of alternatives to you. The first one would be of course the Hamilton Khaki Field. Yes, it's more expensive, it costs €400 or US dollars, but when it comes to watches, Hamilton is the more popular brand compared to Victorinox. And for that price, you're getting a quality piece with a modified ETA movement, 80 hours of power reserve, and in my opinion better looking syringe hands. My second recommendation is the Boulder Venture, which has a compact 38mm titanium case, a Seiko NH35 inside, and a 200 meters water resistance. It's also a little bit cheaper, $300 US, and it is a little bit different in terms of design too. So check it out if you haven't heard of it before. And with all that being said, I think it's time for this video to come to an end. The Victorinox Classic Officer is a cool watch, but unfortunately isn't around anymore, and Hamilton should be pretty happy about it, as for $250 US, it would have been a worthy alternative for many. So thank you for staying until the end of this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.